Greetings, I'm Kathy Green with Christian News and Interviews. And so I'm not going to be before you long. I just heard that quote unquote, Brother Polight has been arrested in Florida. And for those of you who are regular visitors to this page, if you've never heard of Brother Polight, he is a part of the Black consciousness movement, very controversial man. He has 4 wives. He has concubines. Concubine is a biblical word, but basically, in addition to his 4 wives, 1 legal wife and 3 so-called wives, he also has a bunch of mistresses. His wives are fine with that. They're fine with sharing him. They're fine with his mistresses. They're fine with all the children that he has. This is a man who lives a life of hedonism. If you ever hear him talking about his belief in God, he does not. He's an atheist. He doesn't believe in God. He hobnobs with the rich and famous. So if you go to his Instagram page, you'll see many pictures of him with Floyd Mayweather. You'll see him with the Weinman brothers. I saw a picture of him with Denzel Washington, Serena Williams. So he hobnobs with the rich and famous. He has one of those personalities. Some people are born with that type of a magnetic personality where they're able to climb and become popular just based on their personality. And that's the type of person he is. If you ever see him, he's not physically attractive, but he keeps himself very fit. So he always has 6-pack abs. He's very trim. He talks about the fact that he's particular about what he eats. I believe he said he's a vegetarian, and you can look at him and see that he's very particular about how he keeps his body. Having said all that, as a Christian, I'm going to say this. Sin has no bottom. Have you ever heard that before? Sin has no bottom. Sin is bottomless. And so what that boils down to is lust cannot be satisfied. So if you have 1 wife, but you decide you need 2 wives, 2 wives won't be enough. 3 wives won't be enough. 4 won't be enough. Sin has no bottom. The man has 4 wives, but that's not enough. He has concubines, but that's not enough. For those of you who are Christians, you can liken it to King David. Remember King David? King David had thousands of concubines and a ton of wives. But in spite of all those concubines and the wealth and the beautiful wives, he still went after Bathsheba, sinned with her, had her husband killed so he could cover up his sin. Well, this Brother Polight, quote unquote Polight, Brother Polight, who lives this life of hedonism, he found himself in a hotel room with one of his concubines or girlfriends, mistresses, whatever you want to call her, and her 14-year-old child. Women, please stop trusting your children around men. Grown men lust after young girls. Many grown men lust after young girls. And if you have somebody like this who's a womanizer, you can't trust him around a young girl. You can't trust him around any woman. Long story short, she entrusted her 14-year-old little girl to this man who supposedly was going to take her to a party. Why would you allow your child to go to a party? I'm not going to excuse the mother at all. Why would you allow your child to go to a party without you, with a grown man who has multiple wives and concubines? Long story short, he was accused of raping this child. Okay? He's been arrested. Thank God. The semen stains on the child matched his DNA. And I'm going to stay posted. And I'm going to keep you all updated. Run a Google search. Run a YouTube search. His name, he goes by Brother. His real name is Michael, but he goes by the name Brother Polight. You'll see him. Hedonistic guy. Doesn't believe in a heaven or hell. No morals. Hangs out with the rich and famous. And full of hell. Stay tuned.